Hey everybody, it's Rocker Rider, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. Now that we've assembled the Psychedelic Bomb and Moot, let's finish our business at the magical city Aglis. I guess there is one more area here. For some reason, the encounter rate on this screen is very high. $200 gold, and boy do we need the gold. Back here with a healing breeze, that will be useful because I'm running a bit low on those. Alright, there's a save point here if you need it. And through this door is boss fight, which I need to prepare for, so I'm going to take care of that on my own time. Alright, we're back. I have decided that the party of Al and Haschel should be fine for this fight. The boss has both physical and magical attacks, but it's the boss's magic that I am most concerned about, especially with regards to Dart, because the boss has a lot of water elemental attacks. Haschel has a Spirit Cloak to make up for his lower magic defense, so that he can hopefully dodge a few blows. And I've given Al the White Silver Stone because the cronies that the boss summons use light elemental attacks that are extremely powerful and can wreck Al in a hurry. It was really between this or a physical ring on him or a physical ring on Haschel, but I think it's just better to do it this way. Magical Hat for magic defense, Armor of Yore for defense, Bandit Shoes for speed. As far as additions, I still have Dart working on Moonstrike. He should be done with that fairly soon. As a matter of fact, he should be done with it by the time we leave this area. I have Haschel still on 5-ring Shattering because it's easier to perform than Hex Hammer, and gives more SP, and SP might actually be relevant in this fight. And I have given, and I've moved Al to Rod Typhoon rather than Gust of Wind Dance, because I am hoping he finishes this edition up before the end of the area as well. That should do it. Let's go. Well, that's it. That's the Aglis Signet Sphere. And the last Kraken is protecting it. And for once, the last Kraken actually looks like a freaking Kraken instead of like the Divine Dragon looking like an Eldritch Abomination, the Sea Dragon looking weird. All the dragons in this game look weird. So for once, our Krakens are different. The hell? Zieg, we've stopped you. Wait, what? How is Zieg controlling the last Kraken? You understand that if you annihilate the world, that includes you. Huh. Well, we need to stop the last Kraken from destroying Moot, because that's the thing that's... Well, Moot is our backup plan. So basically we're fighting the creature that was supposed to be protecting the Signet Sphere. Great. Actually, the last Kraken's pretty easy. The strategy I'm going to be using is relatively all-in. First thing I want to do is use a power down on the last Kraken to reduce his stats. Then we're going to have Al use a power-up on Dart, and you can imagine what we're doing next. I know that the last Kraken has a lot of magic defense, but firing off the special with Dart will make his final burst do even more damage, and you can set up things like Rose Storm with Al, and just have more power with your Dragoons. However, if you have characters that are learning their final editions and have them at least 300% damage, you may want to consider just using a single Dragoon and, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Just use single Dragoons and don't fire off the special, because your character's regular editions will be more powerful than your Dragoon editions at that point. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to have time to take advantage of the automatic Dragoon edition from firing off the special, because Dart's pretty much going to be spamming Final Burst during this fight. 2,200 damage. How much HP does the last Kraken have? Last Kraken has a total of 12,000 HP, so I should be able to take him out in pretty short order. Let's see how much a Dragoon edition does to this thing. A really crappily performed Dragoon edition won't do hardly any damage. Look at that. It's only 400. You know what? I'm going to just use Rose Storm on Al's last turn as a Dragoon. I mean, the last Kraken does have some nasty magic, but really, if you just go Final Burst, Final Burst, Final Burst, if somebody has a turn outside of Dragoon form, you can throw a Sun Rhapsody on him to get 2 more uses of Final Burst before he transforms back into a human. Because 3 Final Bursts is going to deal close to 7,000 damage. And that's over half of his HP. And your other Dragoons are going to be doing a lot more. Are going to be doing a lot of damage as well. That is, if you can actually perform their additions fairly well. And not just do scratch damage. There we go. Finally a perfect. That's some good damage. Two turns in a row, wow. Am I even going to need Rose Storm here? Well, I may as well use it because I'm going to be hitting a recovery point relatively soon. So I may as well use its MP because I'm just going to restore it later. Oh wait, that power-up's going to wear off, so Dart's not going to do as much damage once that thing's gone. Yeah, the boss's power down wore off, so now he's only doing about 1,700. We still got plenty of damage in, though. I mean, the Kraken's already down to less than 3,000 HP. Wow, that was horrible. I really need to stop talking during addition so I can concentrate on, you know, actually performing them correctly. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with Rose Storm with this fight. Well, these are the two summons I was talking about. For now, I think I'm just going to ignore them and then drop the Psych Bomb when it gets back to Ashel's turn, because I believe he has the highest magic offense of my party members. The Cleones have 1360 HP, and they have a sacrificial attack that can deal quite a bit of damage. Is this a flash haul? I don't think we've seen this one yet. And that's very... is flesh? Yeah, I guess, yeah. He's got frozen jets, too. This is where the bosses start using those tier 3 magic attacks. And it can get really bad. I think I'm gonna have to use a healing breeze on my next turn. This is one of the dangers of going special, especially when you have Dragoon levels this high, is if you're not using, excuse me, if you're not using Maru or Miranda, and I did consider using Miranda for this fight. I probably don't, you know what, I'll get Al's turn, so I think I am just going to go ahead and throw the Psych Bomb out there. The Cleones are Water Elemental as well. Now, hopefully this will get him. We need to clear 1,360 damage. You're not going to do it that way. And that's nowhere near enough. Now, hopefully Al gets his thank you. Healing Breeze time. Now, if I had used a Rose Storm like I said I would, I probably wouldn't even need to use this Healing Breeze. But I'm just impatient. Oh, it's Suicidal Attack missed. That's cool. Well, that'll do it. Can't believe I actually managed to finish the boss off in 4 rounds. We get Pretty Hammer for Maru, which is weaker than the weapon she has now, but it gives double SP, so it's very useful for getting Maru up to Dragoon level 5 if she's not there already. And Dragoon level 5 is pretty important to get her, because her blue Sea Dragon Dragoon spell is just ridiculous. With how high her magic power is, it is just a boss murderer. No new additions because we didn't use any additions in the fight. So yeah, and I believe we have all the additions. Oh great. Great. Even though we prevented the attack of the last Kraken, the Signet Sphere and Moot are reacting together, and this place is going kablooey, so we need to get out of here. I don't know why Savan couldn't just teleport himself out with us. Makes absolutely no sense. Wings to fly the sky? What are those? Well, I guess we're not going to find out from him anytime soon, because he's dead. Unfortunately, we have to walk all the way back to the beginning of Aglis to get to the teleporter that leads us to the next area. So I am going to do that on my own time. And we're back. Now, how close was I to fit? 2 away, really. On Al's 2. Well, at least he'll definitely have this edition finished by the time we get done with the next area. You come all the way back here after defeating the last Kraken, and this door will be open. And this door leads to a very special teleporter. It's one of the most powerful teleporters in the world, really. Being able to move instantly between two cities, being so far away. Huh, I never thought about it that way, Dart. Right, there are only 2 Signet Spheres left, and the next one is in the Lost Cities in Nebetos. So let's go. So Nebetos floated pretty high above the mountains of Kashua, and apparently it was right around the Velweb area. Now, there are a handful of new enemies around here if you wander the overworld, not the overworld, but like the sections that don't have, like basically anything that's not one of the main sections of town. Right, this is a ruin. Oh, the strange thing is, this is a ruin that actually functions still. So apparently Nebetos has been under martial law for 10,000 years. Huh. Not really. Right, these are just magical machines. What's that thing? These must have been the wings that Savan was talking about. Yeah, these are it, pros. Yep. And now that you've completed your objectives in Aglis, you can go back to pretty much wherever you want on the world map. And I want to show you all the different places that you can go. Unfortunately, because of a lack of disk space, if you go to a location that is not on Disc 4, you will have to change CDs. Like, if you want to go back to Lohan or Bale, you're going to have to put Disc 2 in. If you want to go back to Denengrad, you're going to have to go back to Disc... You're going to have to put Disc 3 in. And if you want to go back to Forty, Fueno, or Donau, I believe you're also going to have to go back to Disc 2 for those locations. Because you ran into Alara and Nebetos on Disc 4, you won't have to change CDs for that. Remember to save your game. Remember to save your game when you're taken to the world map location. You know, the world map location on Disc 4. Basically, if you're playing on the PS3 with the PS1 discs, save your game and then insert whatever disc you need to go to that corresponds to that area of the map. Yeah, unfortunately all those areas are off limits. Including the area that has the Signet Sphere in it. There are a couple different things we can do here. Like, there's basically 3 different areas, and you know what? I'm running really low on time. No, I don't want to go anywhere yet. Since I'm running low on time, I think I'm going to save the explanation of how Nebetos works for the next video. So, next time on Let's Play Legend of Dragoon, we are going to figure out a way to get to the Signet Sphere. See you, everybody.